Hello everybody, welcome to Bunky's Workshop. I am Bunky, and as you can see today we're going to try something a little bit different. Here is a recipe that I've worked on for a while. It's called chicken chasseur. I believe that's how you say it. I've had it at restaurants and I've made it at home, and just over time I've added and changed things and blah 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 blah. And most of the ingredients here are your typical ingredients for that recipe, but I've changed it just a bit. And also, feel free to do the same on your end. If you see something here that I've put in that you're like, I just don't like that item, admit it. Take it out. Maybe replace it with something that you and your family really, really like. But real quickly, I'm going to go over the ingredients that I use, and we'll go from there. So first of all, we have Italian seasoning, poultry seasoning, garlic salt, garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, and this is dried, use fresh if you like, parsley flakes. We have your typical salt and pepper, okay? Minced garlic, if you want to do fresh, that's fine. If you want to, chop it, mince it, whatever you want to do. I use it in this. I keep it in the fridge. It's just quick and easy. I have a tube of tomato paste. If you don't use the tube, you can use the can, but only use a half of the small can. The reason why I don't do the can is I always end up wasting it because I always use a little bit of it. I don't need the whole can. In a tube, use as much as you want. You close it off, put it back in the fridge. Nothing goes to waste. Okay, we have 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Now this is the Hunt's diced basil, garlic, and oregano. It's my favorite. Please use whatever you feel that you like, okay? But 2 cans of that, and this is, oh, I should have gotten my glasses. It is 2 cans, which are 14.5 ounces each. So 2 cans, diced tomatoes, basil, garlic, and oregano. Please again use whatever you wish. But again, this is the 14.5. It's 2 of them. I have 2 containers of whole baby Bella mushrooms. I'll show you how I wash. Well, you wash them really well. Some people throw them in whole. I don't do that. I like to at least cut them in half because they do cook down, but 2 packages of that. I have parsnips. Now, some people know about these, some do not. Looks like a carrot, but they're yellow instead of orange. And they have a, how can you describe this flavor? To me, it's sweet, it's earthy, and it has a little bit of a spicy flavor to it. I really like it. Again, try it. If you like it, great. If not, then, don't use them. Of course, I'm going to be using some carrots, regular, just plain carrots. And I have a fresh onion. Use whatever onion you like, but that's what I do. Now, with the carrots, I normally do 4 or 5 whole carrots, and I chop them thickly, which I will show you when I'm done. Same thing with the parsnips. I normally use about 3 to 4 of those, but I'll show you after I cut everything up. Also, we'll be using a little bit of butter, and also I might be using some cornstarch, whether I want to thicken it up a little bit or not. Anyways, I will bring it back after I put all this, chop all this up. And also, for the chicken that you will use, I'm going to be using the whole thigh is what I like, bone in with the skin. I will wash it. How I do is I put it in a big bowl of cold water with salt. I rinse it around. I let it sit for 30 minutes. And then I clean up whatever pieces I don't like and go from there. But I will bring you back when everything has been prepped and ready to go. See you in a minute. Okay, so here we're going to do, I'm going to try using 4 carrots and 3 of the parsnips. And of course, I run them under cold water and I peel them quickly. Very easy to do. I put them to the side. Now the reason why I like this dish, to me it's a very soul-warming dish for those cold days when you want to serve your family something warm when they come in from the cold. It freezes nicely, stays in the refrigerator. It's a lot, but I find it a very comforting, soothing dish to make. A lot of people like to do like a beef roast or pork roast and all that. And we like beef, you know, steak or whatever, but, you know, we eat mostly chicken or pork or, you know, that kind of stuff. And when I came across this, I'm like, I really prefer this than a beef roast. But, you know, everyone has their thing. So, figured I'd bring you along. Maybe someone out there will enjoy this dish, or maybe come up with a different idea. But there we go with the carrots. And I'm going to bring you over and show you how I cut them. So let me gently move you over with the camera. Sorry about the shakiness. But there you go. And I will show you. Let's see. So with these, I always cut the ends off. Now, because a parsnip is thick here in the end, I just slice it there. But I like my carrots and my parsnips, that kind of stuff. I like it to be chunky. You cut it and do whatever you wish. But again, like I like my stuff kind of chunky. But again, you do it the way you wish. And I love the smell of these. As you cut them, you can smell it, and it smells so good. Definitely says, hey, winter is here. Okay, and the carrots. Same thing with my carrots. Again, I like them chunky, so I just cut them chunky. Again, you do it any way you wish. It's your dish. You get to make it any way you like it. Okay, there you go. As you can see, I put both those in one bowl, so I can put them in together. Let me prep my onion. I'll be right back. Okay, here is my onion. I'm not the best onion chopper, but hey, as long as you get it chopped. So I cut them in half, and then you can see I still left it to where they're connected at the end. Okay. Which end is it? There we go. And I just slice through it. Now remember, this is going to cook for a while, so things are going to kind of cook down. So don't worry about things being chunky, okay? If things are kind of chunky, that is just fine. Let it be. But remember, it is going to cook down. So remember that. And I put it all in a bowl. Because remember, you're going to add some of these ingredients at different times. So I put everything in separate bowls so that I can put it in when it's ready. Okay? Now that's the onion, and I'm going to start on my mushroom back in a second. Okay, so now we are going to do the 2 things of mushrooms. So I take them out, I wash them. Now some people take a little brush and they brush them. I wash them really well. Not a big deal. I hope everybody out there is having a wonderful season. Well, when it comes down to Thanksgiving, I hope everyone had a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving. We were planning on going to my brother-in-law's house. It was supposed to be him, his wife, and 3 kids. And just couldn't make it. I had taken my booster vaccine shot, and for 3 days I was kind of wiped out. But I'm much better now. And I'm sorry, because I really wanted to go out there and visit them, but maybe that was the man upstairs telling me, stay your butt home. But I don't know. You just never know. But now we're coming up on Christmas. We're supposed to go out and meet them again for Christmas. So hopefully we can make it. We'll see what happens. We got the whole front of our house all decorated beautifully. Maybe I'll do a video of that. We have 3 windows to do on the top of the house. And it seems like nobody wants to get up there on the ladder and do it. But it has to get done. But this year, well, every year we try to add something to our outside decorations. This year we added a mega tree. And I guess some of you might know what that is. But basically, you make a tree out of lights, and you try to make it as tall as possible. So this year, it's a 20-foot Christmas tree made out of lights. Absolutely beautiful at night. So, all right, now I'm on my second. Man, that's a biggie, isn't it? That's a big one, she said. Anyway, wash it up. But yeah, 3 more windows to do. That'll be done. Our electrician, who was going to finish hooking up our hot tub to the new line, the electrical line, is out sick. The poor man's got COVID. Just got over his wife having COVID. So it was supposed to be done on the 3rd. And now he's thinking he might have to wait until the 1st of the year. Now, very nice guy. He offered for another guy to do it if we were in a hurry. And I said, we're not in a hurry. What's the big deal? All the crap going on in life today, that's what I'm going to worry about the most. I don't think so. So, anyway, as you see, all my vegetable and debris go into my sink, and I clean it up at the very end. But there you go. Oops, I missed one too. There are my mushrooms. And I will bring you over to the other side, and I'll show you how I cut them up. Again, pardon the shakiness, but come on over. There you go. Excuse me, burping. So with these big ones, I'd probably just do cut in half. And I will put all this right back in the bowl for my mushy rooms. But yeah, for these big ones, well, you can see what I'm doing. I don't have to tell you. Which I've said 1,000 times already. I definitely like a chunky stew. Sometimes even my soups I like to be chunky. I just want to know I'm eating something, I guess. But this is a very easy dish. Maybe for someone out there that's just learning to cook. This is something you put a little bit of music on in the background. Maybe have yourself a cup of coffee, or better yet, a glass of wine. And take your time. Here's what I've learned over the years when it comes to cooking. Take your time. Enjoy what you're doing. You know, I know some people say, oh, I don't like cooking. It's such a chore. I thought that before, but once I started trying different recipes and things, I realized it's really not a chore. I enjoy cooking. So take your time. Enjoy it. Not just the eating part of it, but putting it together. Experimenting with different recipes. And did I get them all? There's one. There's two. And there's three. Do we have four? Whoop, we have 4 and 5. At least you know I can count. That's a good thing, huh? All right, I think that's it. Anyway, so we'll chop in half, 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 and half. There we go, done. So that is the mushrooms. We'll put that aside. Anything else that need to be chopped? I don't think so. So what I did with my chicken, and I'll bring that over. Again, I said I used thighs, and I did. So here are my thighs. And all I did was I took each thigh and I cut off extra skin. You know, just cleaned them up. I did soak them in cold, salty water for a while. Okay, so there they are. They're all good. And I have, what, 2, 4, 6, I have 8 of them. And I will get them all laid out and get you ready for seasoning. So give me 1 second. So here are my chicken thighs. And again, I know I'm repeating myself, but sometimes you need to. This is 2, 4, 6, 8 chicken thighs, skin on, bone in. They have been soaked in cold water with salt. They've been cleaned, massaged. I speak to them gently and lovingly. And now we're getting ready to season. So I always put skin side down. And I season them very well because we're getting ready to cook these. So first one I'm putting on, you can put these on in any order. But I'm starting with my garlic salt, and I season them with the garlic salt. There we go. And I'm going to do some garlic powder. There we go. We're going to do some onion powder. Come on out of there. There you go. And of course, we're going to do our pepper. So here's something I've learned over the years when it comes to seasonings. Try not to season your stuff like really low. Come up kind of high and let it fall down. You get a better coverage. Anyway, so I take and we flip. Okay? Flip your meat. There we go, and it's flipped, and repeat. We got some garlic salt. We got some garlic powder. We've got onion powder. And, of course, pepper. And I like pepper, so poof. And there you go. Okay? Now here's another hint that I've learned over the years from one of my friends who's a very good cook as well. When you're cooking chicken, never yank it out of the refrigerator and prep it and cook it. Get it out. Clean it very well. and let it sit out. Let it get almost room temperature and then cook it. That way, what I learned was that if the chicken is right out of the refrigerator and cold and you try to cook it, it takes longer. So what happens, by the time the interior of the meat is cooked, the outside is dark and it gets chewy and dry and that thing. When the chicken is a warmer temperature, it cooks through pretty much all at the same time, comes out better. All right, so now I'm going to take you over to the stove and show you what I'm using to cook this in. Okay. Again, forgive my shakiness. So yes, I am using my Dutch oven. Okay. You can use anything you want. I found that the Dutch oven works very well. It's cast iron, but it works. So here's what I do. Turn my pan on high. Let's warm it up. And in there, I will use a couple of tablespoons of just regular, I'm using vegetable oil. You use whatever you feel. But a couple of things of vegetable oil. And let me move you in just a little bit closer. There you go. Let's let that warm up. So since I am doing 8 pieces of chicken, I'm probably going to cook 4 and then 4. Now in this process, basically what you're doing is you really want to sear or brown your meat very well. You want to give it a nice look. You want to sear in the moisture. So at this point, when this gets very warm, I will start that process. And I'll put in my, well, we're going to do this in 2 batches. And I will show you my first batch. I'll get it started. Then I'll bring you back and show you me bringing out the first batch so that you see what it looks like coming out. Okay? So I'll be right back when I put my batch in. Okay, I'm getting ready to turn the chicken over so that you can see what it looks like. But look at that. Nice and brown. That's what you want. You want some color. And you just turn it over. That's a beautiful one, isn't it? Turn it over, and you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Let them sit, 5, 6 minutes, whatever it takes to brown that side. But I'm going to see if I can get you in there without making it too wobbly. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Well, as you see, the tops, like I already showed you, are nice and brown, golden brown, what you're looking for. Now I'm going to flip and see what the other side looks like. And if everything looks well, I will put in my second batch. So let's take a look. There we go. That's not bad at all. So I will take these out for now and put them on the side. Now remember, you're not cooking these all the way through. At this point, we're seasoning and we're searing them. Get that golden color. And we're also, as you can see in the bottom of the pan, you see all that in there? That's what you're looking for, because that's really going to give some flavor later on. So here we go with the second batch. Remember, there are 8 pieces. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're repeating the exact same thing. Brown, skin side down, then the other side, and remove. And I will bring you back when we're ready to move on with the vegetables. Okay, so this is the second batch. Let's check them and see if we can take them out. Oh, definitely. Put them on the side. Nice and golden brown, beautiful look. Nobody wants their chicken looking foul. Anyways, okay. So now we have the chicken removed and we have all that wonderful stuff there in the bottom. So let's get started on our vegetables. The first one I'm going to do is going to be the onion. Okay? Let me see if I can find my... There we go. Wooden spoon. Let's get it in there. Let's fry up them onions a little bit. Now I'm on a low to medium low. And you're just going to warm these up. Just get them a nice little bit of cook here. Okay. And I'm going to add in just a little bit of pepper. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to add in a little bit of salt. See all that goodness at the bottom? Don't worry, we're going to get that out. That's some good stuff. Okay? We're going to get that out, I promise you. That's the good stuff. So let's let this cook just a minute or two. But we have some good stuff going on here. You know, we're still trying to get ourselves... Matthew wants to get a real tree this year. So that just might happen, I'm not sure. Our newest dog, Gidget, is only a year old, and she has a lot of energy. So I don't know if she and our tree is going to get along. We're going to give it a try. But anyway, we'll see, right? She's a very happy dog, very loving dog. Now, if you notice, that stuff on the bottom is slowly coming off, giving your onions a nice color. So from the couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil and some of the fat from the chicken, as I'm stirring, I take the stuff off the bottom. It's called deglazing your pan. But you'll see it'll all come off. Nothing is wasted here. Okay, so now that your onions have cooked just a little bit, they're starting to become a little translucent there. I want to add in a little bit of my garlic. Now garlic, you never want to burn garlic. You just want enough to add in for flavor, but you don't want it to burn. If you burn your garlic, you'll get a bitter flavor. So when you put it in, and just when you start to smell it, you know to move on to your next step, okay? Now I love garlic, so I'm putting 2 big heaping things of garlic in there. So it's okay for me. Again, you put in what you feel that you like. I'm going to stir that in. And like I said, as soon as you start smelling the garlic, then you know you need to move on to the next step. Don't burn your garlic. Garlic is for flavor, but not the burnt flavor. Okay? It doesn't take long. So while that's going, I'm going to use some of my tomato paste. Now with the tomato paste, I just squeeze it out onto my spoon, and I do one good heaping thing and pop it in. And I mix it in. That's my tomato paste. Oh, I'm starting to smell the garlic already, so we're right on time here. Get that tomato paste worked in, okay? Got nice color, nice smell, aroma. Now's what I'm going to add in my dry ingredients. That'll give it a chance to reconstitute, okay? So with my Italian seasoning, I'm going to do a teaspoon or something. I really don't measure my stuff. I'm trying to do this for you. You put in whatever you feel that you want. But I did 2. I think that's a teaspoon, correct? Let me double check. Put these glasses on. I don't want to be wrong. So this is a half a teaspoon. So I did half a teaspoons. Now I'm going to do some oregano. And I'm going to do the same thing. And again, you put in what you feel you want, more or less, whatever you feel is appropriate for you. It's your dish. And also the poultry seasoning. Some people love it, some people hate it. You put in whatever you feel is appropriate. But I'm doing 2 of each. What else over here? Okay, now my onion powder. And you put in what you feel is appropriate for you. And my garlic powder. There we go. What else? And of course, parsley. Gotta have parsley. Put that all in there. Now I put my dry ingredients that way, I think I already said, so that it gives it time to cook and reconstitute and give you the flavor. Okay, now stir that in really well. Ooh, I love that smell. The garlic and the rose, all that's so good, so good. All right, so you see all that? Onions are looking good. Now, this is up to you people or not, but how I do it, I have just some Chardonnay, just some regular wine. Throw some in there. You know, maybe a cup, 3/4 of a cup, whatever you want. That will bring everything together, but also, if I could show you, I don't know if you could see it on there, but this deglazes your pan. All that stuff on the bottom, gone. See? Look at that. And right now, you're getting the flavor of the wine, but the alcohol is being cooked off. So don't worry about that, okay? Bam, done. Now the next step is you're going to put in your hard vegetables. And you're going to get them warm and coat it with all this wonderful juice. Okay, look at that. I can't wait till tonight. Give it a good scrape down on the sides. Okay, do you see that? Okay, make sure I got everything in there. I got the garlic, I got all that. Now while that's there, you're going to go ahead and put in your 2 cans of your diced tomatoes. Okay. Let's let that heat up. Oh, it smells good. Now I'm going to turn the heat up because I want to bring this temperature up to this, okay? Let's bring that temperature up. Okay, at this point, after you stirred it really, really well, and while you're waiting for it to heat up, okay? You don't want to put anything else in here until you've reached temperature. Now is a good time to give this a taste, to see if you if you have enough salt and pepper, or whatever you want. Kind of check your sauce now. Okay? And see if it tastes like what you want. Oh, that's wonderful. Definitely wonderful. Only thing I'm going to add is a little more pepper. I'm a pepper freak. My temperature's coming up. Now, for some people, you can add or subtract this. It's up to you. I always add just a pinch of sugar. Okay. There we go. See, we're coming up to temperature. Now's when you put in your mushrooms. Remember, your mushrooms are kind of delicate, so you don't want to be adding them in too early, or they're going to cook down to absolutely nothing before you even get started. Stir them in. Okay, good. Now remember, your carrots, your onions, definitely your mushrooms, give off moisture. So it doesn't look like there's a lot of moisture in here, a lot of liquid. But when that cooks down and they release their moisture and then the chicken finishes cooking, believe me, you're going to have plenty. So now what you do is you're going to introduce your chicken back in. Okay? Take your chicken and put it in. There you go. Push it down. And what you're going to do now is you're going to cover this. And you're going to let it cook on low to medium low. You don't want to simmer it, just a little bit above simmer. And you want it to cook for about an hour. Okay, so I will bring you back in about an hour and we'll take the lid off and we'll check it. See you in a second. Okay, here we are. So I've taken the lid off and it's about 15 minutes or so to go. And the reason why I took the lid off is I want it to continue to cook, but I want it to release some of that moisture. I want this to cook down and thicken up and concentrate some of that flavor, okay? So just let it sit there on a low heat. As you see, it's just a slow simmer, and let it do its thing. Let it cook down a little bit, thicken up a little bit, and after the 15 minutes or so of this, I will bring you back and we'll take it from there. And I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, everybody, so here we are. My timer's getting ready to go off, so I'm just going to stop it. So, to recap just a little bit, I let this cook with the lid on for about 45 minutes, and I stirred it twice while the lid was on. Just a gentle stir. Then I took the lid off, as you saw in the video, and I let it cook for 15 minutes. But it just wasn't exactly the thickness I wanted it to be. So I did let it go for another 15 minutes. So a total of 30 minutes cooking with the lid off. And you can see by the line in here that the liquid has gone down a lot. And it's concentrated, and I've stirred it again. I've tasted it. And for me, it is perfect. Okay? So what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to remove the chicken so we can finish with the sauce. Okay? So let's remove the chicken. You're going to want to be gentle with this because at this point your chicken is absolutely tender. It is moist, and it is just going to fall off the bone. So just be gentle with this, okay? Just go in gently. Leave everything, all the stuff behind. But just gently remove your chicken. Okay? So while I'm doing this, I'll tell you, you can serve this two different ways. Okay? The first time I made this, I just put it in a bowl and ate it. And I loved it. But now, what I do is I steam some rice. which I am doing right now, which is off on the other side of the kitchen. But I have some rice steaming, and what I do after I finish with the sauce and do what I normally do, I put a piece of chicken on top, and I then take all the sauce and the vegetables and everything and just pour it over the top, and it is absolutely wonderful. So, but you'll see, I'm not going to leave that out. I will show you what I do. Oh, it just smells good. I love this dish. I hope you guys give it a try and fiddle fart with it, okay? Make it your own. You know, try it and you're like, you know, hey, I don't like carrots or I don't like onion or garlic, whatever. Make this dish your own for you and your family. And then if you can, make a video and let me know or put it in the comments below what you did different. I'm more than happy to try something different and learn right along with you. That's what cooking is all about. It's what makes it fun. You never know that one person comes up with that one little item or idea or trick or whatever, and it just makes it even better. So let's see what I got. 2, 4, 6. I have my chicken out. Okay, now look at that wonderful sauce. It is cooked down, it is thickened up, it is concentrated a little bit, and it's wonderful. Okay, the vegetables are tender. Wonderful. Okay, so if you want to eat it like this, you can. Okay, I have, like I said the first time I did it, it was just like this. But I like to take it a step further, and I want to thicken this sauce a little bit. So what I do is I take some cornstarch and some cold water, and you make a little slurry, okay? And I know I'm kind of doing this a little bit off camera, but I will show you. I won't leave you out. I know there's some of you out there probably that, you know, don't cook a lot or are intimidated by cooking or first time cooking, whatever it may be. That is okay. We've all been there. I'm not a professional, but I will show you what I do, and we'll do this together. While you're looking at that pot, just simmer away. Oh, if you could smell it. So, let me bring you over to the sink, and I'll show you what I do. Because the first time I did this, it was embarrassing and it did not work. So, anyways, oh, there's my rice, just steaming away. There's my box of cornstarch. But here we are at the sink, and I'll show you what I do to make my slurry. I take my cornstarch in a spoon, okay? And I take a big heaping spoon and then just a little extra, like a spoon and a half, okay? You don't need a lot. But anyways, you always use cold water, okay? Never use warm or hot, just cold water. So as you see, got it in there, and you want to add this and stir and add and stir, and I will show you what I end up with. You don't need much water at all, but you just stir it up. But can you see that? That's what you want. Okay? That's all you need. That's all you have to do. Don't feel intimidated. Don't feel shy. But get in there and mix it all up. You don't want no lumps. Mix it really good. Okay? And then I'll show you as I add it in. Let me take you back over to the stove. There we go. Okay. So, you see it's still bubbling, right? You want to add in maybe a quarter to half of this while you're stirring it, because it's going to thicken quickly, okay? So put in a little bit and stir it up. And look how fast that was. Okay, so you want to go in a little at a time. Don't put it all in there. You'll end up like I did one time and I had a brick. But you see, I only put that little bit in there and look how much it thickened up. Okay, you don't want a lot. Stir it up. Let it do its thing. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more. Look at that. Okay? Now, while that is thickening, here's something else that I learned a long time ago. Okay? Because I haven't forgotten. I learned this from a chef about 2 years ago. So, let me get this ready here. And let me get a knife. Whenever you're finishing something like this, you add in butter. Now this is, as you see, 2, 3 little slabs of butter. No, I didn't measure it. I just put it in there. I thought the man was nuts. I'm like, what's the deal with the butter? Well, butter did 2 things. One is flavor. In fat, there's flavor, they say. But you notice as it's melting, look at the sauce. See how it's turning very glazy, very shiny? Okay? So it gives a little bit of that butter flavor, but it makes your sauce very smooth and shiny. Okay? It's that finishing touch. I thought the man was nuts, then I did it. And look at that. So you notice how shiny it became. That's from the butter. Okay? And how I know that my sauce is where I want it is it drips off. It doesn't pour off. Okay? There you go. Perfect. Okay. So I will bring you back and show you this all put together on a plate as soon as my rice is done steaming. See you in a minute. Okay, boys and girls, here we go. So now I am going to show you how I plate this up. Okay, so I've made a thing of steamed rice, and I will put a nice heaping thing of rice on my plate. Okay. Now here's something else. I used to put potatoes in here, but then once I tried it with the rice, and I liked it better with the rice. But again, that's just me. So, now I take a piece of chicken, I'll show you, and I put it right in the middle. Just that alone, look, nice steamed rice in that chicken. Oh, anyway. And I drizzle this over the top. Look at that. Now do you see how that sauce is shiny? That's from the butter. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Smells good. And then of course, as always, a little parsley for some color. And voila. There you go. Is that not beautiful? I think it is. It's warm. It's delightful. It's definitely one of those things that you love when it's cold outside and you want to be warm inside. Try this. I hope you do. I'm going to take this and see if I can give you a look down on it. Hold on. So there you go. Chicken chasseur. I hope you give this a try. I'm going to have a nice bite of it. So let me get a fork. You really don't need a knife. It's going to be so tender. But, I love it. Absolutely love it. The chicken is tender. That sauce is so good. So you get yourself a little bit of that rice and that chicken. Blow on it. It's still hot. I love this dish. I really do. Don't talk with your mouth full. Anyway, there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed. Look, messed up my camera. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did at making it. If you do have any comments or questions or concerns about this video, please put them on the comment section down below, and I'll do the best I can to answer them or help you along with this dish. Again, if you have any ideas on how to make this better, I'm happy to hear it. We can try it together. I'll be talking to you soon. Have a great day.